Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Fixture Release Day. Welcome on this Tuesday morning. This is a brand new channel, Fulham channel, YouTube channel, and we're also live on Twitter as well. Please subscribe to the channel and get it going. My name is Jack Kelly. I am a independent journalist covering Fulham FC, and this is my first video on the new channel. There's actually 20 of us, 22. God, the numbers are going up. Welcome along. This is really going to be fun. Now, the fixtures come out in 15 minutes, so I thought we would go live early just to get the hype going. But there is a rumour. There's a rumour that Manchester United away is the opening fixture. I've got no idea. I've not been given any information, but that is what people are saying on Twitter. Now, someone's commented here, Liam, first comment, anything but Ipswich away first game. There's been a tweet from Anfield Sector who said that Liverpool have Ipswich away first. Again, Liverpool playing a newly promoted team. First game of the season. In fact, their opening six have been listed here. Fulham are not one of them. Ipswich, Brentford, United, Forest, Bournemouth, Wolves. So, according to this, Fulham will not be playing Liverpool in their opening first six fixtures. It's quite nice not knowing, obviously. We don't find out until 9 a.m., 14 minutes to go. Guys, if you're watching on either Twitter or YouTube, I would really appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Plenty of Fulham content to come. This is the first bit of content this season of the 24-25 season, and there's just a hell of a load of things to get into this summer. Transfers, new kits, the actual football itself, pre-season, of course. We will be there. So this is it. It's fixture release day. There's a rumour that Manchester United away is the opening fixture. The last fixture of the 22-23 season, where we lost 2-1. Of course, last season we won at Old Trafford. So actually, would United away first be a good start for Fulham? We shall see. And also, of course, Erik ten Hag is staying at Manchester United, where whatever you think of that decision, going to Man United opening game of the season, if that is to be the case, is not the worst thing in the world. We saw Brighton 2 years ago go to Old Trafford and win. Last season, they hosted Wolves and narrowly beat them. Wolves should have got something from the game. So it looks like United are going to be home for, I think, maybe the third season in a row. Might even be fourth. We've almost got 100 viewers in the stream. It's 8:45 on a Tuesday morning. I really appreciate the everyone here and watching. And, of course, comment your thoughts and feelings towards fixture release day. Of course, I'm going to be on my own today. It's going to be a lot of chatting. So it'd be nice to have some back and forth with people who are watching. Of course, there's so much to discuss football-wise. Not too much Fulham-wise, but of course, once we hit 9 o'clock, which is in 12 minutes' time, there will be plenty to discuss. We will analyse every month the key fixtures, the key dates. Yes. So, of course, 9 o'clock, everything will be announced, and we'll do our best to react to it. And yeah, I'm just going to keep plugging the channel. I'm not sure how many subscribers I've got at the moment, but we want to hit a good number, maybe. That hopefully at some point people will cotton on to the fact that this is going to be a channel which is going to be making regular Fulham content, and hopefully then people can click on the channel and subscribe to the channel. Guys, almost 100 people watching. It's fixture release day. Arguably one of the most exciting days in the football calendar. There are a lot of people who say, what's there to get excited? Everyone knows that you're playing every team home and away. Yeah, but then you can start planning your away days and, planning your plans ahead of the new season. We have surpassed 100 viewers. Very exciting. Very, very exciting indeed. Guys, how are we feeling about the new season? I mean, it starts on August the 18th or 17th, I think. A little bit later, of course, this year because of the Euros. We play Hoffenheim a week before the season starts, and then we kick off the season apparently at United away. I'm going to just quickly have a look on the phone and see if there's any people dropping any news AFC stuff, an Arsenal page is saying that Arsenal will face Southampton away on the final day of the season. So yeah, there's a lot of early coverage, a lot of early people putting out news. Of course, that news is embargoed until 9 a.m., but some pages leak it because people do like to leak news. Almost 120 people watching. Thank you so much for being here. It is the new channel. My work with Fulhamish will not be finishing. That is one thing to definitely say. Work with Fulhamish is definitely continuing to the new season. But this is my own little independent venture as an independent journalist covering Fulham FC. So I would appreciate subscribing to the channel. And yeah, let's get into some questions. Liam with a second comment. Is this year a total rebuild? Who would you like to see come in? I mean, it's going to be an interesting summer. The Paulinho rumours have obviously already started, linked with Bayern Munich again, and that is something that's incredibly scary. But it felt inevitable. That me and Joe Sanson were talking earlier this summer. And earlier this season, we were thinking maybe Paulinho will just stay, but it does seem that Bayern Munich have not given up the pursuit of Paulinho. And it does mean, he's still keen to go. He obviously signed a contract with Fulham, but there must have been some sort of gentleman's agreement there saying that Bayern Munich will come back in. However, just pay the money that we've demanded. They're trying to undercut us. They're trying to pay a lower price for Fulham's best player, and we're just not budging. Fulham are just not budging. So that will rumble on. He plays, of course, tonight in the Euros for the first time. Bayern don't want to pay the money, says Billy. They don't, and that's the longer it goes on, the fee that we've quoted, if they can't afford it, then Paulinho might just have to again just sort of be like, look, if Bayern can't pay, then I can't go. But again, he showed immense professionalism last season when the move broke down, and he played fantastically last season. Obviously, Anthony Robinson winning player of the season. But Paulinho, for me, was still a fantastic performer. 8 minutes to go. I'm just going to have a quick sip of water because chatting on your own, of course, we're going to go till 10 o'clock, by the way. The stream's going to be until 10 o'clock. I know people have work. I know people are in the office, maybe. But if you have this on in the background, this could be a fun way to pass the time. I'm lucky enough to call this my job now. So this is very, very exciting. Plenty more announcements to come in the following days about what's coming on this channel and maybe some other stuff as well. You just never know. Thank you so much. 140 people in. This is, we do big streams. We do deadline days. We do, this is on Fulhamish. We do some deadline day streams. We do, reaction Jack and Joe shows lives after Fulham have big victories. But this is the first time I've ever made content around fixture release day. So it's good to see it's being well received. And of course, we're really excited. We're about 7 minutes away. I'm just I'm keeping my eye on my phone just to see if anything is coming up. It feels a really weird time to have fixture release day. Obviously, it's a regular. This would happen any year, but because of the Euros, it's sort of just been all sort of wow. Reports suggest Man City will face Chelsea at Stamford Bridge on opening day. Now, Chelsea faced Liverpool on opening day last season, so that's a big fixture to kick off the. In fact, I think we probably know the TV picks for the opening day as well. So if we do have United away, there's a strong chance that will be on either TNT Sports or Sky. I'm super excited to find out who we've got. It's obviously a really big summer for Fulham, and of course we saw Sasha Lukic play against England. I thought he was really good for Serbia actually, and Castagna didn't have the best of games yesterday, nor did any of the Belgium team really when they lost to Slovakia. Yeah, just refreshing Twitter. But let's just admit it, we're all going to find out in 6 minutes or so. But there is a rumor that Fulham have got Manchester United away, and that's not official, that's not confirmed. But given the sort of accounts that have been tweeting that, it's it's quite hard to keep things a secret these days, and it looks like that we'll be heading to Manchester United on the opening day. And mm, I suppose, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I want to hear your thoughts. I think everyone's I know there's a lot of people watching, not many people commenting, because I think everyone's just waiting for that 9 a.m. bombshell. Of course, who do we want on Boxing Day? I would really like someone local. We don't have to travel that far. Obviously, Bournemouth last season before was Crystal Palace, which was very good because that was obviously in London. And of course, we've got 3 new opponents to play this season: Ipswich, Southampton, and Leicester. Now, Leicester could have an interesting summer. They could be hit with a points deduction. They're still going after Graham Potter as manager, which would be a great appointment. Kieran McKenna signed a new contract at Ipswich after he was rumoured to go to Brighton, who now have a new manager whose name escapes me. I know he's like 34 years old. Let me just get that up, actually. Brighton's new manager, if I can find the news. We'll wait till later because there are bigger things to worry about right now, which is in 4 minutes' time, we will find out all 38 games of the new season. Of course, the television picks for like September and later in August and October, etc., there'll be dates put in place for when those TV picks will be announced. But I think we might find out who is on the telly opening weekend. I think that usually is the case. There's usually a Friday night opening game. So could Fulham be heading up to the opening game of the actual season against United on the Friday night? We will find out in 3 minutes. 3 minutes time. 176 people watching. That is extraordinary for a channel was set up in 2013 when I started watching YouTube or whatever. But taken seriously now in terms of making actual content. I'm really pleased to see that people are engaged and excited for the fixture release day. Like I say, I'm going to keep plugging the channel because you've got to plug your own content. So if you do like the look of this channel, then please consider subscribing to the channel. There's plenty more Fulham content to come, and I know there's a big Fulham following. On social media, or on YouTube, lots of good content being made, and hopefully myself can be part of that, making some very exciting Fulham related content. Wow, how many minutes to go? 2 minutes to go. Obviously, Fulham will tweet. I think what's best is I think everyone will be looking at the fixture list at the same time as I will. I'll probably look at Fulham's first, obviously. And then we'll look at the Premier League's opening day, and then we'll go back and really analyze Fulham's fixtures. It's always when the fixtures release, it's such a scramble because you're sort of like, you're looking for when you're playing Brentford, you're looking for when you're playing Chelsea, and then you sort of need to work out, okay, what's actually a good, decent run of fixtures, what's going to be a hard run of fixtures. I remember last season's coming out, and it felt as if the fixture list was really, really difficult all the time. There was only a couple of periods where we had winnable games back to back. But of course, it all worked out. We finished 13th. We survived in the Premier League. And of course, Leicester might be hit with points deduction. So that was going to make their life a lot harder. Does that make it sort of like 2 places left for relegation? Let's not write off Leicester just yet. 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. We've almost got 200 people watching in the stream, whether it be on Twitter, whether it be on YouTube. I really appreciate it. It's very exciting, and here we go. Really, I'm gonna get Twitter up, and we're about to find out. We're about to find out who we get opening day. It seems like it's Man United. That's the rumor. Man United away. I wonder who our first home game will be. Who have we got on the last day? Who have we got on Boxing Day? When are we playing Newcastle away? That's the big question. That's a big old journey, isn't it? Right, we're literally seconds away, and we've got 199 people watching. Can we get to 200 before 9 o'clock? Leaked Man United away first fixture. Yeah, that's the rumor. But that's all we know. That's all we know at this moment in time. Here we go. I don't know what time it is. It must be almost 9 o'clock now. Here we go. 9 o'clock. Who have we got? Who have we got? The club haven't tweeted yet. The club have not tweeted yet. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. Where is the fixture list? Okay. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're going to Old Trafford on a Friday night. That's exciting. Then we host Leicester. Then we go to Ipswich. That's actually a pretty nice start. West Ham, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest. Last day, Man City at home. Would you believe it? Boxing Day, Chelsea away. That is honestly, that's perfect. Chelsea away, Boxing Day, District Line. That'll be running perfect. Oh, December's a tough month. Okay, because like there's a massive panic, isn't it? Fulham, Man United on the opening day of the season. The last time we played Man United in the opening day was in the 06-07 season, and we lost 5-1. That was on a Sunday, I think. We're going up on the Friday night. That's going to be really good. I'm very much looking forward to that. What a start that's going to be. Right, let's go on the Premier League app and look at every opening game fixture. That made no sense. Here we go. Oh, okay. So we start with Man United v Fulham on the Friday night. Ipswich Town host Liverpool, of course. 12:30 TNT Sports. Opening fixtures at 3 o'clock. Arsenal Wolves, Everton Brighton, Newcastle Southampton, Nottingham Forest Bournemouth, and the late kickoff West Ham hosting Aston Villa. On the Super Sunday, Brentford hosting Palace, interesting, and the late kickoff Chelsea v Man City, with the Monday night football being Leicester City against Spurs. Not bad TV picks, I suppose. I mean, everyone plays each other twice, so everyone knows that. But wow, Fulham will open the season. Can we get a big old shock? Let's just save this image now so we can come off Twitter and have a good old look at the fixtures. Okay, so Brentford at home in November and then away on the penultimate day of the season, similar to last season where we play Man City right at the end of the season, and Brentford. It does sometimes happen with those sort of fixtures. I've noticed that Man United are playing. They're playing Liverpool on the third game of the season. That also happened 2 seasons ago, but that's just ridiculously stupid knowledge. Right, let's have an actual breakdown of the fixtures. Get your thoughts in the comments as well. What do you guys think? Is this a good start? Is this, I suppose, playing 2 of the newly promoted teams in the first 3 games is quite good. Leicester City, by that time when we play them at Craven Cottage, will probably be sitting on a minus points. We don't know that for sure, but it's possible. It is possible. 218 people watching. I really appreciate this support on the channel. We're going to go till 10 o'clock, probably. If anything else, big transfer news comes out, we'll discuss it. One second. Right. So, we go to Portman. We're going to be top of the league. Honestly, we might be top of the league. We might win the Premier League. Fulham, here we go. Our first 6 fixtures of the season. Man United away on the Friday night, of course, on Sky. Leicester at home. Ipswich away. West Ham at home. Nice. We beat them 5-0, of course. Then we host Newcastle, always a tough fixture. And then we go to Nottingham Forest away. We played them early 2 seasons ago. And of course, lost last season 3-1. Man City away, 5th of October. That's always, I think that, actually, that's not after international break. That's good. Then, so we have Man City going into the international break. And that's always frustrating because it's almost a guaranteed loss. You never know. After the international break, Aston Villa at home. Then we go to Goodison Park for the final time before they move stadiums. That's on the 26th of October. Then we host Brentford. Then we go to Palace. So 2 London games in a row. We host Wolves after the international break in November. And then we head to Tottenham Hotspur away. You know what? Villa, Everton, Brentford, Crystal Palace, Wolves, all in a row. I think this is a better fixture list than last season. Let's get into a little bit better, a little bit more. We start December by hosting Brighton and then Arsenal, which looks like it's midweek. No, hold on. Brighton home is midweek. Brighton home is midweek, and then we go host Arsenal. Then we go to Liverpool. We go to Liverpool again in December. Just before Christmas, we host Southampton. Boxing Day, I think this is the best Boxing Day fixture you could possibly get. Chelsea away. It's just so easy. For those who obviously live in London. For those living outside London, maybe a bit more tricky. But again, any fixture to get there, any fixture is tricky on Boxing Day. They don't have, most trains don't run. We end the year hosting Bournemouth, and then we start the year hosting Ipswich. Now, who remembers the last time we started a year hosting Ipswich? Was it the start of the year? I think it was that incredible 4-1 win when we went 1-0 down in the unbeaten season. I think that was the start of January. Anyway, then there's a break for the FA Cup. After that, we go away to West Ham. Easy, nice London away. Then away to Leicester, not too bad. It's a 2-hour train from St Pancras. And then we host Manchester United at the end of January. The start of February, we go to Newcastle. Okay, so we've got a long time to prepare for that Newcastle trip. 1st of February, as it stands. 2 home games in a row against Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace. And then we go to Wolves. You know what? This is a great list. I mean, this is... It seems reasonable. Last season's was really difficult to navigate. Brighton away to start March, or there's only 2 fixtures in March. That's interesting. Brighton away and Spurs at home. Nice. Pretty easy away and obviously a home game. We go to Arsenal in April. Interesting. We go to Arsenal in April. The last 2 times we played them right at the start of the season. Then we host Liverpool. What looks like it's midweek. So there's an international break at the end of March. Yeah, we host Liverpool in midweek. That's interesting. That's a tough one for the Liverpool fans, but hey ho. They came here midweek last season and in the Carabao Cup. Away to Bournemouth on the 12th of April. That has sunshine potential. Then we host Chelsea near the end of the season. That's quite April, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea. Then we go to Saints away again late on in the season, like we did a couple of years ago, in the sun. Then we go to Aston Villa. That's a good away to have in May. Aston Villa away. Then we host Everton on the penultimate home game of the season, the penultimate game of the season, the last away game. We go to Brentford again. Let's not hope for another snore 0-0. And then Man City away on the last day. We could be seeing the title being lifted at Craven Cottage on the last day. No, not for Man City, for Fulham. That is a staggeringly good fixture list. I feel like there are obviously hard games. There are hard periods of the season where we have to face Arsenal and Liverpool back to back. That is difficult. And then Chelsea in the same month, who are now got Maresca as manager. And then obviously the same in April, because sometimes the fixtures reflect themselves and they have a similar pattern. But overall, that's actually a really good list, in my opinion. I don't know what the feeling is on Twitter. I'll probably have a look after we stream. After the stream is finished. It feels as if that's a good fixture list. In my personal opinion. I mean, when we first came up, a couple of years ago, I looked at the fixtures and went, God, every game is difficult. In fact, who do we play first game last? Everton. So on the opening game since our promotion, we've played Liverpool, Everton, and now Manchester United. I don't mind United away first. Given we won their last season, it's a really good time to play them. When they're, United never really start the season very well, do they? Chelsea away on Boxing Day for me is the highlight of that fixture list. What a great fixture to get on Boxing Day. It's so easy. So easy. It's literally a 3-mile walk from Craven Cottage. Right. Let's go through the list of the Premier League. We looked at the first game. Let's look at the last game. If it actually can you actually access this? Oh, here we go. They brought the whole fixtures is out. The whole fixtures is out now. Okay, so that's the second game. I'm looking at the fixture list on the second game. Ipswich have got to go to Man City. Arsenal go to Aston Villa on the second game. That's a difficult one. Palace host West Ham. Brighton host United. They played each other in the last game. Let's scroll all the way down to the bottom. So these are the last game of the season fixtures. AFC Bournemouth hosting Leicester. Fulham hosting Man City. Ipswich hosting West Ham. Liverpool hosting Palace. United hosting Villa. Newcastle hosting Everton, Forest host Chelsea, Southampton host Arsenal, Spurs v Brighton, and Wolves v Brentford. There's nothing really that special there, I suppose. I'm trying to see if there's any like standout fixtures towards the end of the season. Chelsea United, Chelsea Man United, they seem to play each other late every season. But oh well. Liverpool Arsenal on the third to last game of the season. Let's go to Boxing Day. That's what everyone wants to see. Boxing Day, Boxing Day, Boxing Day. I'm buzzing about this list. I think it's fantastic. I really think. Obviously, you lose United away. That's difficult start. You got to host Leicester. You got to win. Then we go to Ipswich. In fact, playing Ipswich away early is going to be quite difficult because they're going to be right up for it. But we of course played Ipswich in August in 2017, and they'd won every game, I thought, up until that point, and we won 2-0. Cabano and Rui Font from Braga. Boxing Day, Palace travel to Bournemouth, Ipswich travel to Arsenal, Brentford travel to Brighton. So it's all kind of local. They've done it well this season. Chelsea, Fulham, perfect. Liverpool, Leicester. That's okay for Leicester, I suppose. Man City, Everton, pretty easy. Newcastle, Villa. That's tough on Villa. They've got to go all that to Newcastle. I suppose someone has to, really, unless Newcastle are playing away, which they're not. Forest, Spurs. That's tough on Spurs. Bit of a long trip. Southampton, West Ham. That's okay. And Wolves, Man United. Okay, not too bad. And yeah, we end the year hosting Ipswich. Right. Let's dive into this a little bit deeper then, shall we? We've obviously gone through the list, but let's dive into those opening three. Man United away, Leicester City at home, Ipswich away. I think it's so hard to say because, just because Leicester may be sitting bottom of the table at that stage with a minus, we don't know. We don't know. Doesn't mean they're going to have a rubbish team. Doesn't mean they're going to have a team that's not capable of getting a result. Their first away game of the season. They'll bring, I'm sure, a lot of fans. They, of course, lost 5-3 to us season before last, and which really contributed towards their relegation. But Man United away, I'm having visions of a back-to-back win at Manchester United on the opening night. It's good to see that we're on the opening game. We get a lot of media attention. Sky will be there for sure, and of course there will be memories of that win last season. I wonder what the team's going to look like on the opening game. Of course, we start the season on August 16th, so a day earlier than everyone else. We play Hoffenheim on the 10th, so hopefully that Hoffenheim game will be the last sort of might be close to a starting 11 that we see at Man United. Manchester United away, I suppose you've got to play them at some point. It's better than Man City away, obviously. Look, this is a great opening fixture, I think. If we can get a point or we can win there, it's a great start. Everyone will be talking about us. Or no, they won't be. Everyone will be talking about this is Manchester United, blah, 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 because that's the narrative. And then, of course, we have... Is that 8 days? That's Sunday? 24th. Yes, sorry, Saturday. I mean, they haven't brought out the fixtures yet. Leicester at home, I'm guessing that'll probably be at 3 o'clock. And then we end the month going to Ipswich. Leicester's going to be hard. We don't know what state of the table, the points they're going to be on at that stage. We don't know who their manager's going to be at that stage. But Fulham at home, we've got to make Craven Cottage a fortress again this season. Ipswich Town away from home, third game. Newly promoted Ipswich. We went to Ipswich last season in the Carabao Cup, and it was brilliant. It was one of the best aways of the season last season. On a nice sunny 3 o'clock, when the fans can go to there's a nice pub right opposite the station. There's a pub by the docks that sold some really good IPA beer. Head down there. It'll be really good fun, and that's a really good first, hopefully Saturday 3 o'clock away trip. Then we don't have an away game for almost a month because not only do we have the international break at the start of September, but then the next 2 games are at home against West Ham, who we won 5-0 against last season at Craven Cottage, and Newcastle, who've lost the last 2 times we've hosted. Last 3 times we've hosted, if you include the FA Cup last season as well. There will be a Carabao Cup game within this period as well. God, Man United away first is brilliant, isn't it? I mean, It's a difficult fixture. It's one of the trickiest, but we won there last season. I mean, how many times have we got to say it? West Ham, fourth game. Difficult. West Ham will not be in Europe next season. They'll not be in Europe for the first time in like 3 years. Am I right in saying that? I should know that. Yeah, they didn't qualify for Europe, did they? No. They came ninth, of course. So they won't be in Europe. Newcastle also won't be in Europe. They didn't qualify, did they? Because United won the FA Cup. Interesting. So chances are that those games will be on Saturdays. Forest away. Now, that was tricky last season. In fact, Forest away last season was one of the best atmospheres I've been at a game since Millwall away in 2018. They made an absolute racket. Obviously, it helped. They were 3 up before half time and we were playing terribly. But and then we have back-to-back away games, Nottingham Forest and then Man City away. Tricky. That's going to be an expensive week for those heading up to both games. Hosting Aston Villa after the international break. Interesting. So there's this period of games. I'm going to discount Villa because they're a Champions League team. There's 4 games. Everton away, who we've done quite well at recently. We've won the last 3 times we've gone there. Everton away, Brentford at home, Palace away, Wolves at home. That is a good little run of fixtures, in my opinion, before we go to Spurs away, which, of course, is always going to be tough. We lost there 2-0 last season, but I'm feeling we could do better at Spurs than we did last season. And that ends November. Into December. Brighton at home, never an easy fixture, but we won against them 3-0 last season. And then another team we beat last season, Arsenal. We host them on the 7th of December. Again, these are all subject to change fixtures. I'm guessing a fixture like Arsenal at home could be on TV yet again. And then we go to Liverpool on the 14th of December, like a very similar time we played Liverpool last season. I think it was in December, maybe November, actually, because it was just before we went on that incredible 5-0 run of 2 games. Liverpool away, always going to be tough, but they were without Jurgen Klopp for the first time. So who knows what will happen against Arne Slot's Liverpool. Just before Christmas, we end... Well, no, the game before Christmas. It's always good to be at home before Christmas. We go to we host Southampton, newly promoted, the last of the newly promoted teams we play, and then we go away to Chelsea on Boxing Day. Imagine Boxing Day, you're filled up on turkey, you're hungover, but it's fine. You've only got to go 3 miles down the road to Stamford Bridge. Please don't put that 12:30. Put it 5:30. They won't though. They won't do that. 3 o'clock's fine then. Chelsea away, Boxing Day. I've said it before. That is brilliant. Did we play them Boxing Day not a few years ago, over 10 years ago now? Was it? We drew 1-1. Was it Clint Dempsey scored? I feel like that was Boxing Day. Man United away first game. Yes. Right. And we end the year at home to Bournemouth. So back-to-back home games against sides from the South Coast in Southampton and Bournemouth. What does everyone think? There's 250 people watching here. What do people think about the fixtures? Anyone in particular you're looking forward, in particular that you haven't been to before and you're looking forward to going? Anyone in particular that you've never been to a ground and you go, I fancy doing that one because that works out nicely for me or whatever. So let me know. First game of the new year, Ipswich at home. I'm fascinated to see how Ipswich go next season. A lot of people saying with their style of play, they might struggle in the Premier League to adapt. Same with Southampton, the way Russell Martin's team like to play. Of course, this is so early days. We don't know what the squad's going to look like next season. We don't even know where we're going for pre-season yet for next season. West Ham away. That's a nice one to start the year. We'll have the FA Cup game in between that, but then we go to West Ham in London. So January won't be too expensive away day wise. We go to Leicester. Oh, Leicester's midweek. I just realised. Oh no, hold on. I have to get the calendar out. Sorry, apologies. The 18th of January. The 18th of January. Oh, that's a Saturday. So hold on, who have we got? Oh, that's Leicester. Oh, so West Ham is midweek. Interesting. Muy interesante. West Ham away midweek. Again, can't knock it. It's a London away. It's not too bad. Obviously, Stratford can be a little bit busy. My recommendation is to go to Pudding Mill Lane. It's much easier to get to the away end from there, and it's less busy. Actually, I don't know that for a fact, actually, because I usually go to the ground earlier than the average fan. But yeah, Pudding Mill Lane is another option. And then we host United. So again, it's the repeat of the opening fixture, but we host them. God, last season we got very, very close to getting a draw out of them. Bruno Fernandes scored in the last minute, and we lost 1-0. Fulham lost 1-0. Okay, so from Man United at home, we then go to Newcastle away. Now, hold on. Please say that's a Saturday, right? It is, thank God. Midweek, Newcastle away would be a big old, oh dear. And then it's an international break, which is wait, hold on, that can't be right. Oh, it might be FA Cup weekend, February. Yeah, FA Cup weekend. Let's hope we're still in the cup. Nottingham Forest at home and Palace at home, back to back, and then we go to Wolves in February again. I feel like we went in February this year. We went in March maybe. Wolves away, brilliant pork sandwich we had in the pub beforehand. Okay, that's Wolves away, and then this is the period that's a little bit tricky. In fact, you know what? The run-in's quite hard. It's quite hard. We play one Villa, I suppose you count as the top, technically, because they finished fourth. 1, 2, Chelsea, then no, but they're traditional top six, so we have to call them that. We played 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In our last 11 games, we played 6 of the top 6, technically. Let's discount Villa then. We'll say 5 of the traditional top 6, 1 being Villa, who are in the top 6. They finished fourth. Brighton away, Spurs at home, Spurs and then Arsenal and then Liverpool back to back to back. That's heinous. There's an international break in between Tottenham and Arsenal. Host Liverpool midweek. Bournemouth away is a bit of a respite. Still a tricky game under Iriola. He's a good manager. Then we host Chelsea. Now, again, that fixture doesn't intimidate me like the others do. You know, Chelsea, I don't know what they're going to be like under Maresca, honestly. But I think if we were to get something out of Chelsea on Boxing Day or in this game, I think everyone's going to be happy. We didn't score a single goal against Chelsea or Brentford last season. Southampton away, the final game of April. Villa away, tough. Everton at home, interesting. I wonder where Everton will be lying at that stage. I wonder where we'll be lying at that stage. Brentford away, and then we finish with Man City at home. I think, Man City at home last game, as long as we're just like, all right, we're not sitting in 18th or 19th or 20th, that will be a fixture that they might have already won the title by then. Well, who knows? We might be in search for Champions League football. So you can't make any conclusions from these fixtures. All we know is what we've learned from this table is the run-in's tricky. It's not disastrous. It's tricky. However, there are periods in the season before I feel we'll accumulate enough points to be away from trouble. Anyone got any thoughts on this? This is, of course, the first step in the sort of new season of 24-25. We now know when we'll be playing everyone. We now know what our season could look like in terms of the fixtures. I'm pleased. I mean, honestly, I don't like fixture day too much because you sort of get an idea of how this season might go, even though it's very hard to predict. But that's not a bad fixture list at all. But then again, you've got to start well. If we weren't to get a win from opening 3, and then we have to host West Ham and host Newcastle, it makes you feel quite nervous. But I think there are points to be had there, and I'm even including United away. We've seen it before. Very interesting, very good, and I wonder what everyone else thinks on Twitter as well. Let's have a little look at what everyone's saying on Twitter because we're not getting many comments over here. Um, let's have a look. Let's have a look. So yeah, Liverpool. I can't believe Liverpool. What's their run? They had like Norwich at home, Norwich away a couple of seasons afterwards. As before. Oh yeah, so hold on. Oh, they had Norwich at home, then they had Leeds at home in lockdown, then Norwich away, then Fulham away, I think. Yeah, because Norwich went down, we went up. And now, oh, then last season was who did we have? Everton. Who did Liverpool have? Help me out in the comments. Who did Liverpool have first? It was definitely someone newly promoted, unless I'm wrong. Sheffield. No. What? I can't remember. Oh, they're Chelsea away. Okay, that ruins it then. They're Chelsea away. But now again, they've got Ipswich at home away. Interesting. Oh, Ipswich's start is Liverpool followed by Man City, followed by Fulham. That's really tricky. Then they have Brighton, Southampton, then Villa. Wow. That's a really tricky start for Ipswich. Let's see they're running. They've got Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle all at the end of April. And then their run-ins are right. Everton, Brentford, Leicester, West Ham to finish. Interesting. There's obviously this is fixture release day. Obviously, there's a lot of hype for the new season sort of starting today. And it's obviously difficult because the Euros is going on as well at the moment. So everyone's sort of focused on that. But today there's only 2 games. They start at 5. So from now until 5 o'clock, everyone might just have a look at the fixtures, start thinking about Fulham a little bit more. In terms of rumours, we can talk about rumours for the new season in terms of transfers. Not okay. Everyone's saying it's a horrible run-in. People are saying it's a horrible run-in. I mean, it is. It is a horrible run-in, but it's not that bad. Man City in February, Arsenal away, Newcastle at home, Liverpool at home, Spurs away. Bloody hell. West Ham are considering a move for Ryan Sessegnon. Breaking our hearts there. Interesting. Okay, so in terms of rumours, Paulinho out obviously is one of them, which is obviously a massive shame if he goes. But again, we demand that high price for him, and if Bayern Munich aren't willing to pay it, the only other club I've seen linked with Paulinho is Manchester United. I don't think they pay that, and I do wonder whether if they can't strike up the money, Bayern Munich, does that mean Paulinho stays for a 3rd season? We've been linked with Andre Trindade again, and he feels like it's a replacement for Paulinho if Paulinho was to go. So that's very interesting. Apart from that, there hasn't been many rumours. Been linked with Brune Larsen of Burnley by Alan Nixon of The Sun. And he's quite hit and miss. Like sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe not so good with Nixon. My friend, who's a West Ham fan, has just texted me. Fulham at Craven Cottage on the 14th of September. We will be there. I'm looking forward to that. What is everyone looking forward to then? Man United away on the Friday. Take the day off work. Head up there for about, what's time's kick off? 8 o'clock. Head up there for about 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Head to your favourite bar or pub in Manchester, whether it be Yates, whether it be Courtyard, whether it be a Weatherspoons. and just have a great time. Make some noise, sell out the away end, and hopefully we come away with 3 points to start the season. Fulham have tweeted again, just with more graphics of the fixtures. Okay, let's talk about this run in a little bit more detail because I feel like I may have brushed over it a little bit. How hard is it? I suppose you have to sort of start it from March. I suppose the run in sort of starts from March, doesn't it? Last 10, 11 fixtures. Brighton away, a fixture that we have won and drawn the last 2 times. In fact, Brighton have never beaten us in the Premier League, touch wood, at the Amex. In fact, maybe even, yeah, even at Craven Cottage as well, since we've played each other in a Premier League fixture. Spurs at home. Oh, we won twice last season. Again, you just never know. I mean, I'm looking at these fixtures, and yeah, they're obviously difficult, but I think there are points to be had here. You look at a game against a top 6 team, and do you automatically think we'll lose the game? Not anymore. Not anymore. Fulham have got a lot more about them. We've seen that last season. We beat United, we beat Arsenal, beat Spurs twice. We've drawn to Liverpool once in the Carabao Cup, I suppose. Yeah, so Arsenal away, tough. And obviously, if Arsenal in the title race, I wonder for the 3rd season in a row, Arsenal going for the title, that sort of fixture against Fulham, they'd expect to win. We're not there to roll over for them. We're going to make that as difficult as possible. We drew there last season. Liverpool at home. I think we're due a win against Liverpool at home at some point. Hopefully it comes against Arnie Slot's Liverpool. Bournemouth away. Looking at this fixture list, it's a must-win Bournemouth away. You just never know where we're going to be in the table come the 12th of April. That's a good fixture because that clashes with my brother's birthday. I'm sure that'll be fun for him. Chelsea at home. Now, wouldn't it be sweet if we're in a bit of a tricky spell in terms of the fixtures or in the table, and Chelsea roll up to Craven Cottage and we say, we've got to win, really. And we win. That'd be great. Southampton away. They'll be one of the favourites to go straight back down. That's just looking at the odds. We've got them with 4 games to go, like we did 2 seasons ago. Can we put the nail in the coffin? Can we get 3 points to get us away from danger? I just wonder. You just wonder. You just never know. Aston Villa away. By that time, I'm guessing they'll be out of the Champions League. If they're in the Champions League, by the time we play them, still they'll be in a semi-final basically. So that'll be interesting. Aston Villa versus Fulham. Oh, sorry, that's 5th to last game of the season. Southampton. Aston Villa away is 4th to last game. We host Everton with 3 games to go. That could be a massive game. I'm talking like Fulham might be down there. You just never know. Obviously, the Premier League. We've seen in the last 2 seasons, haven't we, that the relegation battle a couple of years ago was pretty tense. Like Leeds went down with Leicester and Everton nearly got dragged into it. Last season was more of a formality. It was pretty much done and dusted, Sheffield United and Burnley wise, by three games to go, and then Luton were relegated in the penultimate game. So you never know. Everton could be down there. We host them on May 10th. Actually, they say the days. So all the we'll do that in a minute. Last away game of the season, we go to Brentford. Yeah, that would be just fun to beat them. Obviously, we did that last season. Going there late on in the season, it was one of the worst games of football you'll ever see. But nice that, you know what? If you're an away day fanatic, the last 6 away games are pretty cheap. Brighton, which is like 12 quid from London. Arsenal is like an Oyster card away in London. Bournemouth is pretty cheap. Actually, no, Bournemouth's actually not that cheap. It's like 30 quid chains. It's not too bad with a rail card. Southampton away, again, same direction, 20 to 30 quid. If you book Villa early, you can get up there for a tenner up to Birmingham. Brentford's Oyster card and all the rest are home games. The last like expensive away game, even Wolves before that, you get up there for a tenner. All the expensive away games, Newcastle comes at the start of February. Leicester's not even that bad. West Ham's an Oyster card away. Chelsea, I mean, it's a remarkable run, isn't it? In terms of financially, if you want to finance your season, you're thinking about cost of games and stuff. The second half of the season is as cheap a away as you'll ever get. If you're on it and you book early, you can get down to Bournemouth for probably 20 quid. Same with Southampton. All the rest are again like a tenner with a rail card. If you book Birmingham New Street or you change and you go to Wolverhampton, it's really cheap. Of course, there'll be loads of people posting away day guides and prices and stuff, and I may be some small part of that if you fancy looking at that sort of content. And obviously, home games. This is different. People travel far for home games as well. I'm talking about the average Fulham fan who lives in London. I know Fulham fans who live outside London. I'm not trying to alienate you guys. I'm just saying from a London perspective, the second half of the season is extraordinary. In fact, there's just obviously Liverpool's expensive, of course. Man United is always expensive. Book Manchester as early as you can because London to Manchester trains are just hellish in their pricing and in their experience as well. Man City away, of course, that's the same. Everton away, all the expensive aways, apart from Newcastle in the first half of the season. Ipswich is not even that bad either. Ipswich was like £15 from London Liverpool Street. There's just not that many expensive away games, is there? I mean, Newcastle's the standout, and the two Manchester, Liverpool, and Everton. There's about 5 that are really expensive. Maybe I'm being wrong, but from my own experiences, that's what a fixture list release day, and I'm analysing how much every away game's going to cost. I'm amazed that people haven't dropped out of the stream by now. We've actually gone up in numbers since I last looked. Wow. Muy interesante. That is. And then obviously we ended with Man City at home. I went off on a tangent. What I was going to do next was to look at every game and see which ones are midweek on paper, because I think there are like 4 midweek match days in the Premier League now in a season. Friday night, United, we already knew that. Excuse me. God, they're all Saturdays. Okay, Tuesday, we host Brighton like we did 2 seasons ago. That was midweek. Sunday, Bournemouth at home. I'm guessing that's just because everyone plays Sunday because Boxing Day was 3 days ago. Thursday, Boxing Day, but Boxing Day doesn't really count as midweek. It's just Boxing Day. It's a holiday, basically. Chelsea away, perfect. Tuesday, West Ham away, fine, easy. Tuesday, Wolves away. I did not see that. That is a game changer. Wolves away on a Tuesday night. Interesting. Tuesday, Arsenal away. I also missed that as well. Tuesday, Arsenal away. Interesting. And that's it. Why does it say Sunday? Why have they put it down Brentford Fulham as a Sunday? That's interesting. Is everyone playing Sunday on the penultimate game? I don't know why they've done that, but that's interesting. So to recap, the 4 midweek games are Arsenal away, Wolves away, West Ham away, Brighton at home. I mean, that's pretty. I mean, you're always going to get one midweek away game. Last season was Nottingham Forest, wasn't it? Correct me if there was another one as well. I mean, that's not too far to go. But Wolves is even closer. Wolves is like 2-hour train. Yeah, you might get back to Euston at like 1 a.m., or you could just stay the night somewhere if you can afford it. If that is an option for you, then I would recommend going for that. Then you don't have to rush back for any trains or anything, because Wolves, you can walk back to Wolverhampton Station and get a train back to New Street and then change there back to London. Or you can get a tram from Wolverhampton, which takes ages, back to New Street. I think everyone's fairly pleased with the fixtures, apart from maybe that run-in. When was the last time we played at home on Boxing Day or at home on the final day? That is a good question. Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you're complaining that you've got to go to Chelsea on Boxing Day, it's absolutely it's great. It's the closest away game you could possibly get. Um, Spurs. I'm just having a look at Spurs. I don't know why. I'm just having a gander. Interesting. What's everyone thought of the Euros so far? It's been a good tournament, hasn't it? England obviously getting their first win of the tournament the other day. That was fantastic. And we play Denmark in what, 2 days now? Bloody hell! 5 o'clock. We will be there. I've seen there's a lot of Fulham fans out in Germany as well. Glad to see they're having a good time, and hopefully they're enjoying themselves out in Germany. I'll tell you what. So here for the Fulham tweets a few runs of kind fixtures, no horrendous runs. Other than Arsenal, Liverpool back to back twice, top 10 finish awaits. Optimistic, and I can't help but maybe agree. Of course, we need to do some summer business. This is an early, technically the new season hasn't started yet. The rollover to, actually, no, it has, but July 1st is like when all the contracts like sort of renew or start. When we're not near that at any point yet. I suppose we're nearing the end of June, aren't we? When are we going to find out pre-season? That's what I want to know. Henry Winter tweets, so many Premier League storylines for the opening day. Focus on Ten Hag at Old Trafford. Fulham are in town. It's going to be great. Portman Road hosts Liverpool for the first time since 6-0 drubbing in 2002. Herzler's welcome to English football at Goodison. So that's the new Brighton manager. El Clarico. Oh, that must be West Ham Villa. Okay, interesting. Maresca v Guardiola. That's also that's a good little sort of nugget of narrative. Maddison back at the King Power for the opening game, but travel issues for FFC Liverpool fans. Why? Why are there travel issues? Is it train strikes? Is it train strike? Wait, travel issues for FFC. Oh, I see. I'm talking about getting back. I mean, yes, it's annoying. You can't, unless you're driving, you can't really get the last train back to London. And I'm guessing he's referencing Liverpool can't get. They have to get really early trains to Ipswich. So yeah, that's going to be difficult. You might have to stay out in Manchester. But if Fulham get 3 points or a point, there are plenty of good places to go clubbing, go out to celebrations. Even if we lose, win, draw, lose, I'm sure most of you will be out celebrating the start of the new season before we host Leicester City. What's the time? Okay, so it's 9:45. We'll go for another 15 minutes. I don't want to force it for too long. If it feels like there's nothing more to talk about, then we can call it a day. But I feel like there is other stuff we can talk about. Just having a look at some of the reaction. Oh, 18th of the 6th, 24. Oh, that's today. So this is from Peter Rutzler. An FFC update in today's deal sheet. Oh, I see it. This must be like some sort of article. Fulham have restarted talks over Frunemese's Andre following renewed interest from Bayern in Paulinho. So it does seem like Andre would be a replacement if Paulinho was to leave the club. They've tracked Andre for some time, seen as an ideal replacement, but no official bid yet. That initial story came from Adam Leventhal of The Athletic. Obviously, that news came out yesterday, but to have it reported by The Athletic is good news. Of course, would you rather keep Paulinho? That's obviously going to be a big debate. Would you rather keep Paulinho than bring in Andre, who's a player who most of us probably don't know much about? I'd say probably would rather keep Paulinho, but it does seem as though he could be out the door. Okay, so that's a really good point to make, actually. If you're heading up to Manchester, just be aware that you might not be able to get the last train. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff. Manchester Piccadilly is like 20 minutes drive from Old Trafford. You can get a tram. God, I remember getting that tram back on the last day and a couple of years ago. And it was just so long, and we just about made our train back to London. Yeah. What face Arsenal? Oh, Wolves' first 5 of 6 fixtures is Arsenal away, Chelsea at home, Newcastle. I'm going to sneeze. Oh goodness. Arsenal away, Chelsea at home, Newcastle at home, Villa away, Liverpool at home. That is a brutal start for Wolves. Brentford at home final day, Boxing Day versus United at home. Yeah, we saw that earlier. 276 people in. I must say, if you guys are watching either through Twitter or through YouTube, first of all, thank you so much. This is really fun. Obviously, it is a solo venture of mine. It doesn't affect my work with Fulhamish. I still will be doing Fulhamish stuff next season, but I am now transitioning. I've transitioned to an independent journalist covering Fulham FC. I can't believe I'm even saying those words. It feels like an absolute dream. And there will be content on the YouTube channel. There will be content on other channels that will be revealed probably this week. Should be this week. So if you like Fulham, which I think everyone here does, hence they're watching, if you like myself or the content that I make and the sort of content that I will be making, which is stuff like this, streams and discussions, then please, I'll be streaming both on YouTube and Twitter because doing both is just easier. And, sometimes people, if they're just scrolling through Twitter and they want to listen in or, not even watch, just listen to whatever the hell I've got to say. But if you do like the content, then please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's really difficult to start YouTube from scratch because there's so much YouTube now. Like it feels like everyone's got a YouTube channel, and it feels like it's too late to start a YouTube channel. But I suppose it's never too late to do anything really. And given it's the start of the new season, we're gearing up to 24-25. We now know the fixtures. We now know where we're going to be going. Then this long rambled sort of point is to please consider subscribing to the channel. Last time I checked, I was on like 81 or something subscribers, which again is nothing. Obviously, it's not a. Oh, okay, we're on 85 now. Thank you very much. I'd like to get to 100 if possible by the end of this stream, which will probably conclude in 13 minutes time. So if you're going, oh, okay, I could subscribe, I can't really be bothered. Just please, just click the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. It's just a way of supporting the channel. If anyone's got any comments, any thoughts, we'll bring them up on screen and we'll have a little discussion before we end the stream. We've been streaming for now for an hour. And, well, what are the highlights? Chelsea away, Boxing Day. United away, opening day. City, oh God. So we've got Man United away first and City at home last, with Chelsea away in the middle. Is it middle? I suppose it is. Sort of. But those fixtures after United, if you've just joined, if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, the fixtures are United away, Leicester at home, Ipswich away, West Ham at home, Newcastle at home, Forest away. That's how we start. That's the opening 6. And then I think we go to Man City. Horrible, horrible, horrible game. But we shall see. We shall see what happens. According to Opta, we have the worst run-in. Brilliant. Fantastic. Wolves have the worst start in terms of difficulty. We're sat in like 13th for difficulty, which is okay. I feel like our start isn't too bad. But our run-in is the most difficult. We're at the top. And of course, who's at the bottom? Man City. What a joke. What a joke. Man City at the bottom. Palace and Everton and Brighton make up the top 4 in terms of difficulty of their end to the season. This is recording the last 10 games. So our last 10 games start at Spurs at home after we play Brighton in March. God, I feel like I know it all off by heart now. First 5 games, fixture difficulty. Brentford at the top, and we're 17th in terms of difficulty. So we've actually got, on paper, according to Opta, an easy start. I wouldn't say United's obviously an easy start, but home games against West Ham and Newcastle. Newcastle will obviously be tricky, but we host Leicester as well. We go to Ipswich and Forest in the opening 6 as well. And then Man City, of course. I feel like I'm repeating myself. I feel like everyone now knows the fixtures. So we're on 85 subscribers. I'd like to hit 100. It's difficult. It's really difficult to get YouTube off the ground. But however, whether it be on Twitter or whether it be on YouTube, to get 283 people watching on a Tuesday morning on a working day at 10 to 10, I'm pretty pleased. I actually, realistically, I was expecting less than 50 viewers for this, and I was okay with that because it's the first video on the channel. But there will be more frequent content on this channel in the coming days, weeks, months, years, I suppose. And yeah, I mean, we've got 10 more. I've scheduled this until 10 o'clock. We've got 10 more minutes. So if anyone's got any questions, any thoughts, any feelings towards fixture release day, transfers, kits, preseason, anything, pop it in the chat, either on Twitter or YouTube. We'll answer those queries. We'll have a discussion, and then we'll wrap up. Just going to, like normally on fixture release day, you get a lot more sort of Fulham tweets in terms of not from the club, from fans. It's not been an awful lot. Okay, there's been a few. Maybe that's just my algorithm. I should probably retweet the fixture, shouldn't I? Let's have a gander. Let's read under the. Let's read some of the quote tweets from the Fulham. Okay, they're just bot accounts. Opener up in Manchester, Boxing Day derby, potential title deciding closer versus City. Bring it on, says Kieran. Jack Strawley. Interesting that Brentford away, second to last game, is a Sunday at 3 o'clock. Yeah. Why is it Sunday? Is everyone Sunday? I might just check the. I know for a fact that the Premier League, when it's midweek fixtures, they divide it up into days, so like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the television, or maybe it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the television have their picks. But why is Brentford away Sunday at 3 o'clock? Should we have a gander? That's never happened before. I read online that it's because the FA Cup final was on Saturday. Yeah. So the FA Cup, they've changed it. The FA Cup is before the end of the season. So basically, we're not going to be playing Brentford on Sunday, the 18th, because we're going to be in the FA Cup final. So we have to play them another time. Okay, Jack, with a bit of a firefighter there, helping out there with that bit of information. We've almost got 300 people in the stream, which is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. If everyone watching was to subscribe to the channel, we'd be sitting on like 370 subscribers. I'm going to just keep plugging it. I know it's irritating, but YouTubers have to try and plug their channel, of course. It's fine. The more we upload, the more we'll grow. I don't know why I'm having to tell you that. I'm just giving myself a pep talk. Right. I think that could be that, that could be that. I know we've got another 5 minutes to go. So shall we just recap what we already know? Paulinho has been linked with Bayern Munich. Andre will be the replacement, hopefully, if he goes. What does everyone think about that? Will we get the money? Will Bayern pay the money that we want for Paulinho? We get to see Paulinho in action tonight as Portugal play Czech Republic. Is it the Czech tonight? No. Yes, it is. At 8 o'clock. Any kit ideas? Says Julianne. Hopefully, it's nice and simple. It's black and white. And it looks nice. I thought the kit last season was quite nice with the red collar, or the red sort of on the shoulder. But let's go back to that black and white. That'd be good. In terms of an away shirt, I think everyone wants the. I saw a few concepts in the last couple of weeks for some really good concepts. Everyone wants black and red stripes, like the one in 0708, the Diamante camera shirt. Oh, are there any matches you're particularly looking forward to? All of them, but in particular, Chelsea away Boxing Day. Oh, just unbelievable. United away opening day, because you just never know. You want to start the season well. Looking forward to Ipswich away. That'd be great. And it's nice and early as well. I think they're the three that probably stand out. Brentford away, but it's quite late on. Brentford at home. Palace away. It's always good fun. I think they're the standouts for me are Chelsea, United away, Ipswich away. In terms of home games, I look forward to going to Cottage every week. But maybe hosting like Liverpool. Is that midweek? Did I get that wrong, actually? Let's just double check. Sorry. That's Liverpool away. Oh, sorry. I got it wrong. I thought Liverpool at home was midweek. It's not. It's Saturday. It's the game before that. That's midweek, which is Arsenal away. So our Saints away in April could be fun, weather permitting. Yes, and Bournemouth. Good times to play Bournemouth, because obviously last season we played them on Boxing Day and that was horrendous in weather and in performance. Okay, I may have messed this up a little bit. So midweek fixtures confirmed are Brighton at home, Tuesday, 3rd of December. Chelsea away doesn't count. It's Boxing Day. West Ham away, Tuesday, 14th of January. Wolves away, Tuesday, 25th of February. And Arsenal, Tuesday, 1st of April. April Fool's Day. I mean, in terms of midweek fixtures that are affordable and sort of you can get to quite easily, I can't really complain. I think that's quite good. Wolves obviously at home Wolves away is the furthest we've got to go on midweek. In midweek is Wolves away. That's obviously before FA Cup, Carabao Cup. We could be getting. I think they still have the South North divide in the Carabao Cup. That will be probably after the first couple of games. We could be away to where's the furthest you go? Like Swansea or Cardiff or Norwich. I mean, that'd be quite far. But in terms of the way the fixtures are laid out, to recap before we finish, in terms of the way the fixtures are laid out, yes, it's a hard run in, the hardest in the Premier League we've seen. We've seen that. But I think we can get enough points to go into those final 10, maybe needing a few more, but not looking over our shoulders. I think we'll have a good team. We're in a good place. We've been in the Premier League now. This is our third season, so we've got hopefully some money to spend, and we can put a good squad together regardless of who maybe departs from the club. We saw Mitrovic leave last summer, and we did all right. We did fine without him, really, if you think about it. Muniz was fantastic. Mitrovic against England was not so fantastic. That's interesting, actually. Watching Mitrovic play against a team you support for the first time probably since he played for Newcastle was very interesting. I mean, he didn't really have a big game, did he? I feel like there was chatter about teams interested in Muniz a few months ago. Have you heard anything else? Also, Jedi. So there was two teams linked with Muniz, being Chelsea, definitely. I think it may have been Spurs. That's all gone quiet because Chelsea, I think, are going for that Duran guy from Aston Villa, which means I think that will be their striker target, and I don't think they'll go. I don't think Muniz will leave. I don't think. In terms of Anthony Robinson, it's all been quite quiet on him. Also, he's got the Copa America to come as well, so he'll be playing for America in the next few weeks, depending on how far they go. The only team that I've seen been linked with Robinson is Liverpool, but there hasn't been much chatter as opposed to back last summer, and there was a bit in January as well. He's got 4 more years left on his deal. Of course, we know Tosin's left. He's gone to Chelsea. Can't quite believe that, but hey, oh well. Rodak's left, of course, and there's plenty of up-and-coming academy players who will be in and around pre-season. Let's hope they announce pre-season fairly soon. And that's it. We've hit 10 o'clock. I mean, we could go on for longer, but I feel like we've covered everything. Fulham will open the Premier League season away at Manchester United on the Friday night football. That is exciting. Hopefully we're still at the away end. We make a load of noise and we get 3 points there like we did last season with a last-minute winner, Alex Iwobi, of course. That's a great opening fixture. Then we host Leicester, and then we go to Ipswich. That's the opening 3. And to recap, midweek, we have our midweek fixtures are Brighton at home, West Ham away, Arsenal away, Wolves away. So only 1 home midweek fixture, but the 3 are fairly local, and 2 are London games in Arsenal and West Ham, 1 in the Midlands in Wolves, which if you can get the time off work, or you can go up there and you can sort of get back by like 1 a.m. I think there's a train that runs to Euston and it gets in at like 10 past 1 usually. We'll see, because that's not until February next year, which is a hell of a long way away. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm just going to plug the channel again. If you've enjoyed the stream and you want to see more of this sort of content, then please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. If that suits you, it would definitely suit me. So I really appreciate everyone being here. I know it's a working day. I know it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I know we're in the midst of a European Championship, but the love for Fulham will never go. Hence, people are here watching and they're interested in the content. Thanks so much for watching. Fulham away at United opening game. We will be there. There is no doubt about it. Come on, Fulham. And I suppose, come on, Fulham. I'm a Fulham fan, but also I'm a journalist, so I've got to keep that balance. So let's go. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you very, very soon.